Mm-hmm.
Can we also talk about Mingy? Did this happen at your show?
Seriously?
Hello and welcome to the Crazecast, a podcast run by the fans for the fans that brings you close to the action. My name is Roxy, and today I'm joined by my fellow host, Jay.
Hello! To keep up with all our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Craze Mag, and YouTube, The Craze. And if you are watching this on YouTube before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel to catch our next episode, and hit that bell for notifications for when we upload new videos. Oh my god! It is time, Roxy. It is time. Final episode of the year. And what do? What are we doing today?
Today, we're looking back on some of the greatest K-pop moments of 2022. And I don't know about you, but I feel like this entire year has just been a fever dream in general.
It really has been. It really has been. We're coming out of the pandemic.
My concept of time doesn't exist anymore.
No, absolutely not. Like, I just feel like so much has happened this year. And it's like, what? We're already in December. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. So yes, we're recapping the year, reflecting on stuff that happened in K-pop, maybe K-dramas, because I haven't been watching K-dramas as much as before. And some stuff that we did over the course of time. So this episode might be a little bit longer than we usually do, but we'll see. We'll see how we get there. But one thing me and Roxy have always said that we're going to do is that we have to talk about this ATEEZ concert first. Because for those who haven't been keeping up, I went to my first ever ATEEZ concert this year. I went to the Oakland one for Break the Wall. So it's the returning one. Their tour is that gearing up for Europe?
Yeah, they just announced that last week. So I believe last night was the last show for the North American tour in Canada.
Yeah.
Toronto.
So they just wrapped that up. Roxy went to New Jersey. I went to Oakland. And as I kind of wanted to talk about how this was my first experience. And I knew everybody knows ATEEZ are really good performers. Really good. But I was so blown away by this group. Roxy has attended concerts previous, so she has a little bit more experience than me. But I was just like, I need to talk about this tour and how good this tour was, because I'm so I had real PCD after this tour.
I have it right now. It's bad.
I was just like, it's so good. I mean, I knew, but at the same time, I was just like, what? How come I didn't do this earlier? Kind of situation.
So who is your ATEEZ bias then?
It's Hongjoong, but
Which one was the one at the concert?
Fuck off! I just want to tell him, sir, you need to stop. Okay, so Hongjoong is my main ATEEZ bias, but my wrecker is Sunghwa. So of course, zeroed in. We'll talk about that cyberpunk performance in a bit. But he looks so good. But no, the one that I was always afraid of, and I refused to don't look, no, refuse, no. After Kingdom, it was just no, I refuse to let this one creep in. Wooyoung got the best of me this
classic.
He got the best of me, and because I went with my best friend, and I was talking about it. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm in danger here. And then I'm just so whipped for Wooyoung at this point, and I'm like, oh no, it's happened. He looks so good, especially with the red hair. What the fuck? I had a hard time.
I love Wooyoung, but I do have a set 1 through 8 in this group, because they're my currently favorite active group. He's not in the top, but I just love his energy, his chaotic energy. He brings the most chaos to every situation. I saw a clip of the unhinged things he's been doing at every tour. It is so much fun. He's so fun. I think he would be like such a fun person to spend some time around. Like you may get exhausted later, but like at the time, like, and the way he laughs, so cute.
Oh
We did
God.
the first night at Newark. They did a birthday thing for him because his birthday was the day
Yeah.
before. So
Mhm.
they got him a cake that they tried to smash his face in, but it didn't work. Like
Yeah,
the
because
cake
they
was
got Hongjun and Hongjun was like, and so he's like, I'm prepared for all of you.
it was funny though, because at like one point, like you see it's like close up on Woo Young, and San just takes his hand onto the back of his neck and just like does this into the cake. But whatever that cake was made of, like Hong Jun was like, it's made of rocks because it's not like sticking to his face. So
Oh gosh, yeah. Like honestly, like aside from that, like performance wise, I was just so blown away. There's so much energy in that room. I think the only downside, and I think you also noticed it, is that large wire that sticks up. Like, did you have that in Newark where there's just like a wire randomly, like, or wires put together randomly sticking out from the middle of the floor?
I didn't see that from where I was sitting, to be
So
honest.
like where I was sitting, I'll give our editor, hi Robin, uh a video or a picture of it. Like unfortunately where I was sitting, there was just this gigantic, like it's all the wires that hold up the moon in the middle. And to light like the lighting system. That was the only thing that blocked my view, and that was like the only downside I'd have like to criticize about this. But everything else, perfectly. Wow, this concert was amazing. Cyberpunk. I warned Roxy. I was just like, oh, like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, Roxy's gonna die.
I
She's gonna
avoided
die
fan cams of this because I was like, I want to experience this like with no
firsthand.
knowledge going in. Um, I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but
She texted me right after the concert of night one. She's like, what? And I'm like, didn't I tell you? Like, you're not ready. Listen, the outfits, the black outfits.
mhm.
Wow.
A plus. I'm not
Wow.
even like a Sand stan, and I know I say his name wrong, but I'm going to anyway. But like the crop top he had on with like the tattoo on his hip, bitch, what the fuck, dude?
Stress. Stress. I bet Mian was losing it the whole entire time.
You know, it was almost the opposite. It was like so unexpected that they would just like stopped, frozen.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. You're like, the whole entire time, because my best friend also told me, she's like, I've always seen ATEEZ. I kind of, wanted to see, like, the whole entire time I'm watching them, but I'm also watching you because this is your first time, and it's just so funny to see you react to them because all the time it's just like, what, I'm like this the whole entire time.
it's interesting because like obviously I started standing ATs more toward like their debut, and like the
Yeah.
transformation that most of them have had. I would only say not Jongho, because Jongho doesn't do the sexy stuff. Like he's baby,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to. So like KQ doesn't
No,
make him,
he doesn't want to.
which I
Mhm.
love that. I want him to be comfortable, so I'm glad
Mhm.
that they let him do that. But all of the others, there's like a sense of maturity compared to even like 2020, I would say. Like
Mm.
Yosung, like my brain can't like comprehend like Yosung. I don't know how to put this into words, but like Mans has been in the gym, right? They're putting him in like the sexy outfits now. They didn't used to do that.
Mhm.
Can we also talk about Mingy? Did this happen at your show?
Seriously, like, okay, like he technically it's Hongju, Mingi, Sunghan, now Woo Young. So right, those are like the four that I really focus on. I love them all. Don't get me wrong, I love them all. But Mingi, what the fuck
What is in the
happened? Like,
air? And like every show
it's
I saw, like I can't even put it into words. There's things I don't want to speak about, but I'm sure you've seen them on the internet. If you've been on TikTok and you see the outfits he was wearing, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Or like he'll wear the really tight shirt, but the baggy pants. And I'm just like, hello, waist. Where'd you come from?
Have
And
you
you're
ever
like,
seen like there's that TikTok audio that's like men in their slutty little waists? Have you ever gotten that audio before? Every time I get that audio, my brain is like, that's Son. Like this audio is about Son.
yeah.
But I
But
don't know what
Mingy,
Miggy's been
though,
drinking. I don't know what he's
it's
been doing.
always
It's weird
no.
for me
Okay,
because
wait.
like I'm not
Yeah.
I like Mingy's personality. Like I still think like Mingy, Pink Princess Mingy, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm presented with this, and I'm like, I can't put these two together in my brain.
Like he knew like he knows what he's doing.
At the
He
Newark show, the
absolutely
first stop,
knows.
okay, during one of his mentions, people were barking at him, like legitimately barking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I guess
Oh,
I'll
he
bark for
knows.
Mingy.
Oh my god. No, people were hella barking at this tour too. I think they even barked for Minky in Oakland. But like, no, like he came out with that robe, and I'm like, is this necessary? Really? Like, out for my bias list, I was just like, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Process all of this. The attitude, the swagger he had this whole entire concert. Wow. I mean, all of them. Hearing Jungho's vocals,
dude.
live like that. Wow. Wow.
He is something else. I really think he may be the best vocalist in K-pop right now. And like,
yeah,
you can tell that he is singing live. Like I was watching some of my videos back and he's doing ad libs in some of these songs.
Yeah.
Like, I love Jungho. He's like in my top 3. I love him so much. I love to sing with him. And like all my videos have me singing off key so bad. But I love hearing him sing live. He is so good. I don't know why so many people like don't pay attention to him. He's like one of the least popular members in the group. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't do sexy or whatever, but he's just so he's so talented.
He's so good.
He's so talented.
Honestly so good. And I like every single time like his high notes hit, just goosebumps the whole entire time. And it's just like I mean, again, we knew, but getting to experience this like this was so mind-blowing and just so much fun to be at. I think this is one of the most fun concerts I've ever been to. Ever, period. I mean, I've gone to a lot of shows. Not to say the other shows that I haven't been to aren't fun, but I think this is because it's my first time going to a show for them. I had so much fun. So it's just like, I definitely was just like, next tour, I have to go back. Like, I have to, because wow. And then my all-time favorite song, aside from Cyberpunk, what was your favorite song that they performed?
I like was really hyped to do Gorilla once it came out because I knew that like, you know, at that last breakdown, I was gonna lose my fucking mind. It's hard to say because like this set of songs was completely different from the January lineup. I feel like in January they did a lot more of their title tracks. Because they did like Deja Vu, Inception, Thanks. But this one, they chose a very different route with their songs.
A lot of their like
it was older
songs.
Yeah. So the one that I was really surprised to hear was Dazzling Light, which is like one of my favorite B-sides. But I'd never actually thought that they were going to perform that one. And then they did Sunrise, and I cried both times, like really hard. Even though the second night I knew it was coming, and I was still like bawling my eyes, bawling my eyes out. The other one that everybody was super excited for was Mist. I'm really glad that they did that one. When Woo Young does his high note in the chorus there.
Yeah. My best friend, she's like, if Mist comes on, I have to. So I was just like, give me your phone. Here, you enjoy this moment. I will record, it's fine because this song means a lot to you. So I was just like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I really like, as somebody who's never been to one, like, I was just like, this was fun. I think for me, my all time, I was just ready for it. It's like once the song, I told my best friend, once this I apologize for the person who I'm about to come. Say my name live like this is, I was just like, what? You know, like that, just like, yeah, vibing out. And I was just like, I really hope I don't whack somebody with this gigantic light stick. But I got so hyped for Say My Name. And then can we also talk about, I think, was it Holla Holla where you can see them change on the screen?
Yeah.
That was such a cool effect that they managed to tie, you know, the beginnings of that to how they look on stage. And I'm like, wow, production for this tour. Wow, really great.
That was super cool. I like that they did the full Holla Holla because at the last tour they did half. Basically, they did the shortened version. So it was, I've seen Holla Holla live like 6 times because like
right, because of GameCon also.
Yeah, so I've seen them at 2019 KCON. I think I've seen every song that they have a performance for. Now that I've seen this tour, which I was like, wow, that's something, because I can't even say that about BTS because I didn't get into BTS early enough for that.
Right.
Another song, I was really happy that they opened with New World. I thought that was like a perfect song to open up with. And the chorus of that song, when Jungho sings that live, I have like butterflies in my stomach when he does that, because I don't know how to explain it. It just hits so good. And like, I was just like so hyped that they started with that. So
yeah. Overall, I think such a fun tour. I'm just so glad that I got to experience this, and then also getting to talk to you because you've gone before me. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun and I want to go again. Just, can you please, if you return, can you come back later on in the year for 2023 so I can save?
That's why, like, I went to, it was the same show both nights, right? And I still was like hype as fuck every night. There's just, I don't know, there's something about the energy. And there's also something about Jung Yoon-ho that I can't.
Listen, we didn't even get to even talk about him either. Wow, as a performer, him and Yeosang too. I was just like,
when they did Horizon. I was so excited for Horizon because I know Yoonho has like the dance solo in that. I recorded it both nights, and both nights you hear me screaming, like, because you see him prepare to run. As he starts running, I'm screaming, and then he goes up. I'm like, yes, yes.
Yeah, surprisingly, my fan cams have been a little bit more quiet because I'm just trying to process everything, and I'm literally just the whole entire time, literally just like, what?
I don't think
happening.
I don't think I recorded any of the January show because like I was trying to live in that moment. But there is something to be said about also having some clips of it, at least. I don't like people that record the entire fucking show. Like that just sit there with the camera up. Like, don't do that. But like,
okay, my only other gripe is that I had people like that around me, but I'm short. I don't know if it was dad, boyfriend, I don't know. He looked, I couldn't tell this dude's age, but this dude had to be almost 6 foot right in front of me. And I'm like, I can't catch the stage, so I have to go like this to record. And then at one point they left because I think they wanted to either use the bathroom or get more drinks. They switched. So even then, or at first I had the girl right in front of me, and then they switched. And then all you see is this dude's head in my fan cams, and I'm like, you ruined my shot. I hate this. This is what I'm just like, man, like, you're already tall if you sit down. Can you just like spare other people who are shorter than you? You know, don't block any other people.
I feel like, I don't know if it's because everybody's been inside for 2 years for the most part. But I think people have forgotten common courtesy as well as like situational awareness, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Because,
and here's the thing.
Go ahead.
This dude, it was the girl that was the fan. He was just there. He wasn't into it. So it's just like you're just standing there. Like literally he's just standing here. He's not even, vibing to the music. He's just I'm here.
Then why is he
I'm just
standing
here.
up?
So yeah, exactly. It's like if you're gonna be here to like go with other people and you're not really into it, it's fine if you sit. But yeah, it's just like why stand? You can sit. It's totally fine because you're not like you're here for obviously the person who is the fan. So it's just like you could have anyways. And also I did want to appreciate what I liked about this tour is seeing all the older than me and Roxy, like all the older fans, like grandmas and like other like parents coming out and actually enjoying or dressing up. I think I really appreciated this about this tour, just seeing an older crowd out there. Yes, there were obviously younger kids too, but like seeing all of these older fans in the crowd dressed up was just like, wow, they have a real like the dynamics here are really cool to see.
It's like the first night I did sit next to like a husband and wife couple where I would
Mm-hmm.
say the wife was maybe like 10 years older than me. It was cool
Mm-hmm.
to like, not be the oldest one there, but like when we were
Yeah.
standing in line, I felt like a fucking dinosaur. Okay. Because I went with our editor in chief and they're very talkative, like they're extroverted. So they talk to people in line. And the first night there was a family ahead of us that we ended up speaking to. There was a little girl that was 11, like a teenage girl, and then the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So like talking to an 11-year-old, I don't have like, I just got a nephew who's an infant, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I am not around children. I don't know how to like
Yeah.
interact with children. So that was a weird experience for me, but like obviously very nice people, you got to make conversation in a line that's not moving.
Right.
But the second night, there was a girl behind us who was 19. And she was like, oh, so, what was the first concert you ever went to? And I was like, well, my first concert was the Backstreet Boys. And she was like, oh my God, my aunt loved the Backstreet Boys. She took me to see them. I was like, oh.
No. No. No, 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 no.
I was
Oh
like,
my God.
I
I feel
want to be
old.
swallowed by a black hole right now. Like,
Oh my God. Yeah, you know what though? Like sometimes like I'm walking around there and I see like these kids and I'm like, "Wait, you're only a teenager, but you look like you're in your 20s. You're so young." I'm just like, "Huh? What?" And then you hear them talk about, like certain things and it's just like, I feel old in this crowd. But yeah, like it was really nice to see like different generations of people within this tour. Legit, like everybody I was in line for getting like drinks and everything. Of course, like obviously they're gonna be older, but like this was just actually just the regular concession stand itself where you can get drinks. Um, the ladies who were in front of me, I was just like, you guys have to be in like your 40s and 50s. And they're just like here, they're vibing, they're all wearing the merch. Like I even saw some grandmas dressing up with the holla holla outfits. I actually the person who's sitting right next to me was a cosplayer. So he cosplayed and it was a guy too. Like usually you see a lot of girls at these concerts, but to see also a good amount of guys in the crowd too. But this guy looked like he was an ATEEZ member at first. Like if you weren't paying attention, you're like, oh shit, like wow, you did really good on your cosplay. And he had so much fun. Really tall dude. And I just like seeing these different types of people, all walks of life at an ATEEZ concert, which I feel like I see a lot more with like BTS. You see those kinds, but like I don't see it anywhere else really. So to see it in an ATEEZ concert was really refreshing to see, just to see so many other different types of people. But why are like part of me was just like, oh, that's a big risk bringing somebody who's like elementary school age to a concert because I saw this family that was together little girl was knocked out in her dad's arms when they were leaving. She was like, and he was carrying her out, and I'm just like, that's a big risk to bring a kid to this concert when it's already loud as it is. And I'm just like, overstimulation, but she was out. But I'm like, I hope you had fun.